The documentary was the game's first studio album, and it was released in 2005. At the time, Dr. Dre was one of his closest friends, as he served as executive producer on the album. After released on G-Unit Records, Interscope Records, and Eminem's Aftermath label, the record went on to sell more than 5 million copies in the United States alone, making it one of the rap albums that had the best year in terms of sales. Fans received the notion that Eminem, who seemed to be a great booster of the game's career, co-signed the up-and-coming rapper's ascension to stardom because Slim Shady appeared on the tune We Ain't. However, it appears that the two had grown estranged from one another over the course of the years. This was made clear in an interview that the game gave to Revolt's Drink Champs in March of 2022. Though the Hate It or Love It hitmaker had previously claimed that Eminem was one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time, his recent comments alluded to the idea that the game believes that he's a better lyricist than the 8 Mile star. So, what exactly transpired between the pair that made the game change his tune about his fellow rap friend? Hello everyone, and welcome to Rap Flamer. Today, we'll be looking at why the game and Eminem are beefing. Yeah, you heard it right. So, let's start our video. Eminem and the game before their feud. In an interview that took place in December 2021 with Sway Calloway of MTV News, the game stated that he would never trash Eminem since he thought that Eminem was one of the finest rappers in the history of hip-hop. The rapper, who was born and raised in Compton, has been involved in fighting with a number of other rap artists over the years. Nevertheless, he has stated that he does not wish to compete against Eminem. One thing that stuck with me is that Eminem is not to be effed with ever in hip-hop. Ever, he explained. If you notice, out of everybody I take a shot at, that's the only person that's untouched. He's in a bubble and you don't even say a thing to Eminem. And to anybody that ever does, God bless you. He concluded he will end your career. So, what started Eminem and the game's feud? The game came clean about the fact that his mentor, Dr. Dre, had not asked him to take part in the Super Bowl halftime show earlier that month during an interview that was broadcast on the Drink Champs in February 2022. Dr. Dre decided to invite 50 Cent as a special guest rather than inviting anybody else. And even though the game was a little peeved that he wasn't invited to the one-off reunion, he was even more annoyed at the fact that Eminem emerged from the Compton courthouse in the middle of his performance. This was especially frustrating for the game because Eminem had been a longtime rival of the game. It wouldn't have meant nothing to you, but it meant something to me, the How We Do chart topper said. As the conversation continued, the game went on to say that while he likes Eminem and once considered him to be one of the best, he has since changed his mind, since he thinks he's a better lyricist than the Detroit local. Eminem is Eminem. I like Eminem. He's one of the good, great MCs. The father of 3 added, I used to think Eminem was better than me. He's not. When host Norris said the game wouldn't want to face Eminem in a versus battle, the game begged to differ. Is the game also feuding with Dr. Dre? It would appear to be so. During the same interview, the game delivered what appeared to be a dig at Dr. Dre, with whom he hasn't been on good terms with for years. The rap superstar said that Dr. Dre hadn't really done that much for his career after he voiced his displeasure at not being invited to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show in February. And this is despite the fact that the former played a significant role in the production of the latter's first few albums. According to the game, he's all about loyalty. He stated that his friend and fellow rapper Kanye West had done more for him in the previous 2 weeks than what Dr. Dre had done for him during his whole career, when in actuality, Dr. Dre had helped the game more than anyone else in his entire career. Before beginning production on his first album in 2003, Dre signed the game to Aftermath Entertainment. The game had already scored a number of features as a result of his affiliation with the hip-hop producer prior to his signing. The Easy Star also disclosed that he did not have a positive relationship with Jay-Z, who's known to supervise the NFL Super Bowl halftime performers before they're announced. Fans believe the New Yorker may have had a helping hand in preventing the game from performing with Dre, but this remains nothing more than a rumor that originated on social media. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.